Imagine riding the closest thing to a factory Dakar race bike that money can actually buy. Not a modified adventure motorcycle, not a dual sport machine pretending to be a rally bike, but a motorcycle engineered with one purpose in mind: crossing some of the harshest terrain on Earth at race-winning speed. That's exactly what the KTM 450 Rally Replica represents. And for 2027, KTM continues to refine one of the most exclusive motorcycles ever offered to the public. This isn't a motorcycle designed for casual weekend rides or city commuting. It isn't built to impress people at coffee shops. The 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica is built for riders who dream about endless deserts, towering sand dunes, rocky mountain trails, and the unforgiving challenges of long-distance rally racing. Every panel, every bolt, and every component exists for one reason: performance under the toughest conditions imaginable. At first glance, the bike immediately looks different from a traditional adventure motorcycle. The tall windscreen, the slim bodywork, the massive fuel capacity, the aggressive navigation tower, the high ground clearance. Everything about its design reflects years of experience, gathered from the world's toughest rally competitions. And that's no coincidence. The Rally Replica shares much of its philosophy with the factory machines developed for professional rally racing. That means ordinary riders have the opportunity to own a motorcycle inspired by the same engineering principles used by KTM's elite racing teams. Underneath the striking bodywork sits a high-performance 450 cubic centimeter single-cylinder, liquid-cooled engine. Unlike large adventure motorcycles that rely on massive horsepower, the Rally Replica focuses on efficiency, reliability, and controllable performance. In rally racing, outright speed is only part of the equation. A motorcycle must survive thousands of kilometers across extreme heat, deep sand, loose gravel, sharp rocks, and unpredictable terrain. That requires an engine capable of delivering smooth, consistent power, hour after hour. The beauty of a lightweight 450 cubic centimeters platform is balance. Instead of fighting excessive weight, riders can confidently navigate technical trails, tight switchbacks, and endless off-road sections without feeling overwhelmed. This makes the motorcycle feel surprisingly agile, despite carrying enough equipment for long-distance competition. One of the defining characteristics of the Rally Replica is its incredible fuel system. Unlike conventional motorcycles that use a single fuel tank, the Rally Replica utilizes multiple integrated fuel tanks, positioned to improve weight distribution while dramatically increasing total riding range. That means riders can travel hundreds of kilometers between refueling stops, an essential advantage in rally events where fuel stations are often separated by vast stretches of wilderness. For adventure riders, this also means greater freedom. Instead of constantly searching for fuel, you spend more time exploring, and less time worrying about where the next gas station might be. Another area where the Rally Replica stands apart is rider ergonomics. Everything is designed for standing. Professional rally racers spend much of their time standing on the foot pegs to maintain control over rough terrain. Because of this, the handlebars, seat profile, fuel tank shape, and overall riding position are carefully engineered to allow smooth body movement while reducing fatigue during long stages. Comfort here doesn't mean a soft seat. It means maintaining control after several hours of intense off-road riding. That philosophy influences every aspect of the motorcycle. The suspension is another major highlight. Although KTM has not publicly detailed every 2027 update, the Rally Replica continues the brand's tradition of using premium long-travel suspension, designed to absorb massive impacts while maintaining stability over unpredictable terrain. Whether crossing rocky riverbeds, landing after high-speed jumps, or charging through deep sand, the suspension is engineered to keep both wheels planted and the rider in control. It is this level of engineering that separates the Rally Replica from ordinary adventure bikes. This machine is not pretending to be race-ready. It was born from racing, And perhaps that's what makes it so fascinating. Very few motorcycles sold to the public can honestly claim such a close relationship with professional competition. The KTM 450 Rally Replica can, but owning a race-inspired motorcycle also comes with important compromises. Is it practical? Can everyday riders actually enjoy it? Or is this machine simply too extreme for anyone outside professional rally racing? Those are exactly the questions we'll answer next, because in Part 2, we'll take a closer look at the motorcycle's real-world riding experience, advanced chassis, premium suspension, navigation equipment, and whether this extraordinary machine makes sense beyond the rally stage. Now comes the question that every motorcycle enthusiast wants answered. What is it actually like to ride a machine that was built with Dakar-level engineering? Because owning a KTM 450 Rally Replica is very different from owning a traditional adventure motorcycle. The moment you climb aboard, you immediately realize that this motorcycle has a completely different personality. The seat is taller, the handlebars sit higher, the body is incredibly slim despite carrying a large amount of fuel. Everything feels purpose-built. Instead of wrapping around the motorcycle, you feel like you're standing over a serious rally machine that is ready to cross continents. The riding position tells the whole story. Unlike touring motorcycles that prioritize comfort for sitting all day, the Rally Replica is designed around standing control. The handlebars naturally fall into place when you're on the foot pegs, allowing your body to move freely over rough terrain. This gives the rider much better balance when riding through deep sand, rocky trails, loose gravel, and uneven ground. At first, this riding position may feel unusual for someone coming from a street bike, but after spending time off-road, its advantages become obvious. The motorcycle feels lighter than you would expect. Weight distribution has been carefully engineered so the bike remains balanced even with multiple fuel tanks. Instead of feeling top-heavy, the Rally Replica stays composed when changing direction or navigating technical sections. This is incredibly important in rally riding, where confidence often matters more than outright speed. As the terrain becomes more difficult, the motorcycle begins to show its true character. Loose gravel roads, rocky mountain passes, deep sand, dry riverbeds. These are the environments where the Rally Replica feels completely at home. The suspension works almost effortlessly beneath you. Large rocks that would unsettle many adventure motorcycles are absorbed with impressive control. Sharp impacts disappear beneath the wheels without throwing the rider off balance. The long travel suspension continuously keeps the tires connected to the ground, allowing better traction and more predictable handling. This level of suspension performance reduces rider fatigue over long distances. Instead of constantly fighting the motorcycle, you begin working with it, and that's one of the biggest differences between a race-developed rally bike and an ordinary adventure motorcycle. The chassis also deserves special attention. KTM has spent years refining the Rally Replica's frame to provide an ideal balance between strength, flexibility, and stability. The motorcycle feels incredibly planted at higher speeds across rough terrain. Even when the ground becomes unpredictable, the bike maintains its composure remarkably well. That confidence encourages riders to maintain momentum instead of slowing down. And in rally racing, maintaining momentum is everything. Another defining feature of the Rally Replica is its professional navigation tower. Unlike conventional motorcycles that focus mainly on digital displays, this bike is designed to support rally navigation equipment used during long-distance competitions. The tall front tower provides excellent wind protection while creating space for navigation instruments and roadbook systems. Even if you never compete in a rally event, this setup gives the motorcycle an unmistakable factory race appearance. It immediately separates the Rally Replica from every other adventure bike on the road. Technology also plays an important role. Modern engine management helps deliver predictable throttle response across varying terrain. Instead of sudden bursts of power, the motorcycle delivers smooth acceleration that helps maintain traction on loose surfaces. This becomes especially valuable when climbing steep hills or crossing deep sand, where precise throttle control can make the difference between moving forward and getting stuck. Reliability has always been one of KTM's biggest priorities for the Rally Replica. Unlike short motocross races, rally events demand thousands of kilometers of continuous performance. That means every major component is designed to withstand extreme temperatures, heavy vibration, dust, mud, and relentless punishment. This durability is one of the reasons why the Rally Replica has earned enormous respect among serious off-road riders around the world. Of course, no motorcycle is perfect. The very characteristics that make the Rally Replica incredible off-road also create compromises. The tall seat height can intimidate shorter riders. The race-focused ergonomics are less comfortable for everyday commuting. And while the motorcycle is surprisingly manageable off-road, it requires experience and confidence to unlock its full potential. This isn't a motorcycle that hides mistakes. It rewards skill, and it expects commitment from its rider. But for those willing to accept that challenge, the experience is unlike almost anything else available. Still, one important question remains unanswered. How does the 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica compare to other legendary adventure and rally motorcycles? Can it outperform machines from Honda, Yamaha, or Husqvarna? And perhaps most importantly, is this extraordinary motorcycle actually worth its premium price? In the final part, we'll compare it with its biggest rivals, discuss who should buy it, explore its strengths and weaknesses, and deliver the final verdict on whether the 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica truly deserves its legendary reputation. Now we've reached the biggest question of all. Is the 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica actually worth buying? Or is it simply an expensive race bike that only professional riders can truly appreciate? The answer depends entirely on what kind of rider you are. Because the KTM 450 Rally Replica isn't trying to compete with traditional adventure motorcycles. It isn't trying to replace a comfortable touring bike. And it certainly isn't built for daily city commuting. This motorcycle was created for one purpose: to conquer the toughest terrain on the planet. And it does that exceptionally well. When you compare the Rally Replica to bikes like the Honda CRF 450RX, the Yamaha Tenere 700, or the Husqvarna 701 Enduro, you immediately notice that KTM has taken a completely different approach. The Yamaha Tenere 700 is an outstanding adventure motorcycle for long-distance travel. It's comfortable, reliable, and incredibly versatile. The Husqvarna 701 Enduro offers excellent off-road capability while remaining practical enough for mixed-use riding. Honda's off-road machines continue to impress with reliability and predictable handling, but the KTM 450 Rally Replica belongs to another category altogether. It is much closer to a professional competition motorcycle than a recreational adventure bike. Everything from its lightweight chassis to its rally-inspired fuel tank layout has been designed with racing in mind. That immediately gives it an advantage in difficult terrain: deep desert sand, rocky mountain trails, endless gravel roads, dry river crossings. These environments are where the Rally Replica truly shines. The motorcycle feels incredibly balanced at speed, and its suspension inspires confidence over terrain that would challenge many larger adventure bikes. Another major advantage is weight. Compared with many 700 cubic centimeters, 900 cubic centimeters, or even 1,200 cubic centimeters. Adventure motorcycles, the Rally Replica feels noticeably lighter and easier to control once the road disappears. That reduced weight becomes a huge advantage when navigating technical trails or recovering from unexpected obstacles. Instead of wrestling with a heavy machine, riders can focus on maintaining rhythm and momentum. This is one of the biggest reasons why experienced rally competitors often prefer lightweight platforms. Less weight means less fatigue, and less fatigue means better decision-making after hundreds of miles of riding. However, no motorcycle is perfect, and the Rally Replica definitely comes with compromises. First, comfort. If your idea of riding involves smooth highways, passenger seats, or cross-country road trips with luggage, this probably isn't the right motorcycle. The seat is firm. The ergonomics are race-focused. Wind protection is designed around rally performance rather than touring luxury. Everything prioritizes function over comfort. Second, ownership costs. The Rally Replica is a premium motorcycle built with premium components. Maintenance, replacement parts, and servicing can cost significantly more than standard dual sport or adventure motorcycles. That's simply the reality of owning a machine this specialized. Third, availability. Unlike mass-produced motorcycles that can be found in nearly every dealership, KTM builds the Rally Replica in limited numbers. That exclusivity makes it highly desirable, but also much harder to purchase. For many enthusiasts, simply finding one available can be a challenge, but perhaps that's part of its appeal. This isn't a motorcycle you buy because everyone else has one. You buy it because you're chasing something extraordinary. You want a machine that carries genuine rally DNA. You want engineering developed through years of international competition. And you want a motorcycle capable of taking you far beyond paved roads. So, who should actually buy the 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica? If you're an experienced off-road rider, someone planning long-distance adventure expeditions, someone interested in rally events, or simply someone who wants the closest thing to a factory rally motorcycle, then the Rally Replica deserves a place at the very top of your list. But if most of your riding happens in busy cities or on highways, a traditional adventure bike will probably make far more sense. That's the beauty of this motorcycle. It doesn't try to please everyone. It knows exactly what it was built to do, and it performs that mission with remarkable confidence. Final verdict. The 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica is more than just another motorcycle. It represents decades of rally racing experience, transformed into a machine that passionate riders can actually own. It combines lightweight performance, exceptional off-road capability, premium engineering, and authentic competition heritage into one unforgettable package. Is it practical? Not always. Is it affordable? Definitely not. Is it one of the most exciting rally motorcycles available today? Without question. For riders who dream of endless deserts, remote mountain trails, and pushing both themselves and their machines beyond ordinary limits, the 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica may be one of the closest experiences you'll ever get to riding a true Dakar machine, and that alone makes it something truly special. So, what do you think about the 2027 KTM 450 Rally Replica? Would you choose this incredible rally machine over bikes like the Yamaha Tenere 700 or the Honda CRF 450RX? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more in-depth coverage of the latest 2027 motorcycles, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next ride.